Hey guys, you want to see how to get these boots to these glitter boots? Then keep on watching. I'm doing commentary, so I might suck at it, but whatever. All right, so first, I had gotten tickets to the BTS concert of their new album 7 for June in Chicago. And as you can see, maybe my lucky number is 9. Okay, so step one, I wanted glitter boots. You can be an army and you can love BTS. So what I started with were these Doc Martin boots, and I couldn't find them in my size at all. So what I did was I bought some cheaper boots on Amazon for like 35 bucks because sometimes I have Chanel taste on maybe like a TJ Maxx Marshall's budget, which is still sometimes can be a little pricey. I don't know. It depends on where you're from, what you're doing, how you're doing it. I don't know. But anytime I cannot find clothes that I really, really, really like, I tend to make them, or I tend to find something cheap or rip them up and sew them back together and make it my own style. But like I said before, I love Chanel style, but I also love Harajuku style. I used to give a lot of speeches on Harajuku and Japanese fashion. I just started getting into Korean fashion. Like, I would take public speaking and I'd have to give half an hour speeches on fashion from to somebody who used to live in Japan for at least like 20 years. So they spent a good chunk of their life in Japan. I'm pretty sure they knew what I was talking about, and they were like, you did pretty well. And I was like, thank you, considering I've never been there, but I've always admired the fashion. And yeah, that's just my story with that. But I want to make this a little bit more accessible. Yeah, so that's me with my cutoff champion shirt and my shirt around my waist and some leggings and the Disruptors 2s by Fila, of course, but they are so comfortable. Like, I like being cute, but I also love being comfortable. So this was just something that is natural for me on a go-to basis. I still look so short. Why? But anyway, I want to embellish it with like these pink cute chiffon flowers or studded beads on the blue jean jacket. This is basically going to be like my concert inspiration outfit. So whether I wear it to the concert or not, I can just wear it in general. I really love the idea of layering, even though it's gonna be hot outside, because it's gonna be night by the time the concert starts. But I don't know. So I'm making boots based off of BTS, which is Bangtan Sonyeon, or Bulletproof Boy Scouts, Bangtan Boys, however you want to call them. That is their name, and they are freaking awesome. They have been together for 7 years, have been training together even longer. I'm going to put the word ARMY on my boot and the purple heart. And ARMY is an acronym, and an acronym is an abbreviation of a saying or words, which, I'm studying Korean and some Japanese and brushing up on my French, which is a lot. It is a freaking lot, but I had no idea that RSVP stood for Répondez s'il vous plaît, which is basically saying respond please. Like, I had no idea, but RSVP is an acronym. SMH, which is shaking my head, is an acronym. So I just thought that was really interesting. But the acronym for ARMY is Adorable Representative MC of Youth. Like, how freaking cute is that? And you can be any age. You do not have to be super duper young. You don't have to be like a 10-year-old. You don't have to be even a 16-year-old. I've seen so many people love BTS. My mom loves BTS, okay? So there you go. But the materials you need will be boots, glitter, blue painter's tape, paint markers, small containers, Mod Podge, which is or craft glue, X-Acto knife or box cutter, Bristol paper, a cup of water, paper towels, pencil, and tarp, cover, paint sheet, an old sheet, anything to cover the onslaught of glitter you will have everywhere. Shout out to my mom for letting me do that on the floor, because holy crap, there was so much glitter. Okay, so I'm putting on a sewing glove actually. This really helps because my wrists hurt constantly from trying to do art and having a normal job, quote unquote. So this is how the boots start off. I love my Sailor Moon blanket. Don't hate. So I went ahead and cut off all the tags, and I'm going to take out all of the shoestrings because obviously we don't want paint or glitter on the shoe strings. I might make the shoestrings ribbon later. I'm not too sure about that or how I feel about that. I kept the stuffing on the inside just so the shoe will hold its shape. I advise you to do the same thing. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out the other shoe, and we are going to go ahead and mask tape the bottom of the shoe. Now I said painter's tape before, but you can still use masking tape. I recommend painter's blue tape only because it tends to stick and hold a lot better, and you don't get any leakage of the paint underneath the tape when you remove it. So I'm just taping away. That side seemed to not want to stick. I noticed the bigger the drafting tape, it seems less sticky to me, so I used a smaller one. I am struggling so bad with this. Holy crap. Come on, little past me. Oh, and guys, be patient with this. Do this at least a month in advance because it takes a few weeks to cure the glitter on so it doesn't constantly fall off. But it took me 8 days to make this shoe. So yeah, you want to be mindful of time. I don't know how long it'll take you if you're not really artistic, or even if you are, it should take about 8 days or so. If not, I don't know, it could take less. It all depends on you and how fast you want to do it, but just try to be as neat as possible. Okay, so I have the whole shoe taped off and even a little tag. Man, these are definite rip-off Doc Martens. I'm sorry, Doc Marten, but you guys don't make glitter shoes in my size. I don't understand that. Like, I know I got big feet, but come on. Okay, so what I did was I went on my phone and found the BTS symbol and also found the army symbol. And we are going to use that as reference. I have my no-cut cutting board. Like when I cut on it, it doesn't cut through it, like it heals itself. I absolutely love that cutting board. And the Bristol paper is a little thicker than normal, so you can actually use it as a stencil. It holds up better. If you wanted to do spray painting, you could also use Bristol paper. And I just basically measure and go ahead and freehand it. Even though this required a lot of straight lines, I just basically freehand it and went back over it. It was a lot easier to do it that way. Ta-da! So we have the two symbols so far. And then I have the BTS, Army, and the Army heart. Voila! Voila! I love that. So this is an X-Acto knife, and that, the pink thing, is a box cutter. please be very careful. If you're really young, please have some adult supervision. An X-Acto knife and box cutter are extremely sharp. I've seen so many people cut themselves with this. You do not want to do that. Be careful, have an adult cut it for you. If you are younger, if you are older, please cut away from yourself. Like, I know I'm kind of cutting towards myself, but there's some room. From you putting pressure on it, if for some reason it skips ahead, it will hurt. Okay, this is the Mod Podge and the glitter. I got the glitter online through Amazon, and it's like a, what is that? The glitter that you can use and throw away. The word am I looking for? It's not dissolvable. Oh, we'll get back to that later. But anyway, it's supposed to be safer for the environment because we know glitter is nothing but small plastic. So what I did was I took some cupcake holders or things you cook cupcakes in. Yeah, words, Dominique. So I took that and I put the glitter in. I have fine glitter and chunky glitter. And what I did was I mixed them together. And after I mixed them together, and of course after I painted the shoe. Oh, here's another thing with that. I painted the shoe because the shoe needs to be somewhat of the same color in order for the glitter to look right. I've seen a lot of people making their bangtan bombs, and I was like, why are they painting it the color and then going ahead and doing that? You want some sort of rough surface on there, but also if for some reason you don't want people to see the underneath color that it was originally, you want to paint it a similar color so that it bounces off the eye and it kind of fools the eye to make it look more uniform than what it actually is. Now, be neat with your project, but also at the same time keep in mind that that's gonna be your saving grace, because I can guarantee I love these boots, but if I'm like a centimeter away from it, I can see like, oh man, like I should have added more glitter here or there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's a good base and it helps with enhancing the glitter, so just keep that in mind. and onto the paper that I laid down. And then what you can do is just fold the paper up, put it back in the cup, dump the glitter that didn't get stuck to the shoe, because there is a lot of glitter everywhere. Like, there's still glitter in the rug. Like, guys, there's glitter. I love glitter. I love it. It enhances a lot of stuff, but holy crap, does it get everywhere? And I was just trying to minimize that and save some of my money, because if I would have dumped it the way I really wanted to, oh, it would be a mess. It would be a hot mess. Just remember to cover everything, because if you don't, it will be everywhere. Glitter is the devil, and it's also very tempting. So, how am I doing that little technique I was talking about? And when I first did this, I was like, whoa, the shoes look so awesome. Man, I sound like character. But I noticed this started to get really tedious, which is fine. It's fine. But stick with it. Do not give up. Think strategically. Okay, so we're having a hood moment. I didn't want to put it on the actual table because it's not cleared off, so we're doing it on the dryer. Yeah. I'm gonna shake this up. Holy shit, this stinks. And we're just gonna spray as evenly as we can around the shoe. You also want to do this in an area where there's a lot of airflow. Also, add another part where there's a little sparseness. Like there's some, I'm not holding this camera. There's some right here that's getting a little weird, but yeah. Ugh. Okay, hi guys. So I look a hot mess. Please ignore that. I am in the basement, and what you want to do when you're doing the shoes is that get as much as you can on the shoe as possible without rubbing your hands on the glitter. Once you get to that point to where you can't cover anymore, there might be a little bit of spotting, we'll just say that, where you can go back in with glitter, but I advise you to go ahead and use a sealer, and I have the Krylon Sealer Glitter Blast in clear. You spray that, you wait 20 minutes. It said you're supposed to wait 24 hours to handle it, but I'm breathing really hard. But I'm not going to do that because I want to work on these again today. So just to give you a little heads up on that, you want to be careful not to touch it so much as you go, because you'll just rub it off. What is that called? The Mod Podge is good, but it's not a sealer. So you want to really use an actual sealer. So let's do this. I don't know why I was just sitting there. And I chose pink because I know that's not the album colors now, but I love pink. Green and pink. I mean, I have green hair and I wear a lot of pink, so there you go. Okay, so this is what I have so far with the shoe and the logo. I used that weird glue that I was talking about. I'll probably insert a picture somewhere, but I used that to really help me get the purple heart on. And another thing that I did was I put their initials on the inside of the shoe. So like YG is Yoongi, TY is Taeyong, JK is JK, Jungkook. I love that I decided to personalize it that way. Be careful removing your tape. These shoes are on the cheaper side, so I had a little bit of pull off on the little border. Just be careful, okay? Be very careful. Pull them off slowly. But keep building up your shoe as you go, and you should be fine. It takes time if you want them to be nice and you want to wear them, and not just for the concert but in general. It took me about 8 days, so be patient with it. Follow these simple steps. Just because they're simple don't mean that they won't take time, and don't freak out, and be very gentle, unlike how I was when I was pulling off this drafting tape because a little bit came up. I'm just gonna go in with a Q-tip, Mod Podge, and some glitter and go back over these little spots that I have missed. You can take a stiff painter's brush and brush the glue out of your shoe if it looks like that. And here are the finished shoes. Definitely probably gonna touch some of this up again because I'm a perfectionist, but I love these shoes. They are the greatest. They are comfy, they are cute, and they are oh so neat. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more art and more video games and more makeup. That's a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!